let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. It is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment, even though I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that does not happen. Just failure after failure on my part this morning. I didn't even adjust my camera. I mean, oh my God, I'm a mess. I'm a mess, everybody. It's Christmas time. And, I need an elf on the shelf, or, maybe Mrs. Santa Claus would be helpful. But yeah, it's been a day. But very excited to have you with us. We are going to have a blast talking pro wrestling for the next 2 hours. And I'm going to bring in my superstar guests because they are amazing. First, we welcome back to the show the king of soccer in Las Vegas, but he knows his pro wrestling for sure. Let's get him in here. Jason Halperin in the house with that bison medallion behind you. Gotta like that.
Absolutely. Gotta love that. How you doing, Mark? It's great to see you. Great to be here again.
Yeah, good to have you back, sir. Good to have you back. How's things going?
They're going well. A lot to talk about here with the wrestling. Even though I am hobbled, much like some of the wrestlers have been of late, mind you, to that nasty soccer injury, of course.
I'm very sorry. I didn't know people really actually got hurt in soccer. I thought 95% of the time it was getting faked.
95% of the time they are, but us OGs in soccer, so to speak, we actually do get hurt still. Probably more so than we should, because we probably shouldn't still be playing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I'd teach you to play volleyball. You'd probably be all right.
I actually, believe it or not, I used to play volleyball.
All right.
Many, many years ago, I played both indoor and I played beach. I actually have a 4-man Miller Lite Open Championship under my name.
Very nice. Good for you.
So,
one guy that I'd be very surprised if he had a volleyball championship, but you never know. You never know. Let's get him in here too. Our good friend who is on the road. You may not see him on video too much. It's going to be coming out because he's driving back from Indiana. We welcome in the man, the myth, the legend, the president of wrestling. He is from the Wrestling Revolver, Phil Stamper. Everybody, what's going on, Phil?
Good morning, everybody. You are right. I'm bright and early. I started driving, having fun as much as I can in a car by myself.
Well, you're not alone anymore, Phil.
Glad to be with everybody.
Yeah, happy to have you, sir. So we may have a delay on Phil there, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. It's all good. Well, everybody, I tell you, what a interesting way to wrap the year up in pro wrestling. There's some fun stuff going on, but I kind of wanted to start on the backside a little bit to get things rolling, because for those that don't know, there's going to be some serious changes to how we view professional wrestling starting up very shortly. And the television landscape and the way we watch wrestling has just been absolutely turned on its ear. And if you didn't hear, of course, AEW had made their announcement that HBO Max is now going to be hosting all of their old shows, eventually doing the pay-per-views. So AEW finally has the official home for all of their stuff, which should be a huge boost to them. Plus pay-per-views being on there too and being a lower price. So that's good news. We've got WWE going to Netflix. We're getting ready for that big show coming up on January 6th. Boy, January 6th is going to be a big day for me. Oh my God. Got that, and North Dakota State going to win the national championship. But that should be a fun day. But some terrific matches on that card. We'll get into that. SmackDown is going to 3 hours, which I'm still not sure how I feel about that. And and even with the PLEs, they're going to be going international too. They just said that they're going to be doing more international PLEs. So guys, what an interesting way to wrap this year up and get ready for 2025 with all of these changes happening in how we take in wrestling. And Phil, let me ask you about that first. Your thoughts on all of these changes that we're going to see next year.
I mean, the decision to make SmackDown 3 hours, I understand why they are doing it. Basically, it's to capture lost ad revenue because they were doing a 3-hour Raw because in that third hour they were doing the best ratings in a lot of demographics across television. So doing that now on the third hour of SmackDown, they're recapturing that ad revenue that's going to be lost by only doing a 2-hour broadcast on Netflix. So I get it. Having more streaming platforms, I do think will make wrestling more accessible. I hope it makes it better. That's the key element here. Is wrestling just needs to continue to improve, no matter what platform it's on, and no matter who's providing it.
Jason, are you excited about all this?
I'm excited to see the 3-hour broadcast on SmackDown. I mean, years ago, you used to have the 3-hour broadcast on Raw. Switching over, I'm very curious to see how the streaming works. Having watched the first live streaming debacle that Netflix had, hopefully they are able to work the bugs out really before January 6th. Because when they had the Tyson Paul fight on there, it was an absolute mess. Just the coverage, the actual streaming of it, it was not good. They kept saying their system was crashing. I don't understand how you had that many viewers and it crashed your system. I mean, you're talking about going worldwide with wrestling here and making it accessible for everybody. You need to have those bugs worked out and fast.
Well, they've got NFL games coming up here on Christmas too, so they better have those bugs worked out. I mean,
I go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but at the same time, as much as I would desire it and want it, but they got, what was it, 65 million viewers to watch the Paul Tyson fight. We're talking about Raw, which of course I would love those numbers. That would be fantastic for wrestling. I don't feel, at least for the live broadcast, that's what they're going to get. And so I feel that their servers will have more capability to handle the bandwidth of a live Raw broadcast. And even then also over on AEW side with Max, same thing. I want to be very hopeful that this is, again, a positive step in the right direction. But you're right. What will their technology support? I think the NFL's games will be the next test. I mean, NFLs do get good ratings for their individual games, but this won't. I still don't think it'll be as large as the Tyson Paul fight. So if they can get through these games without any of those same kind of technical glitches, I think that'll be a great sign for Raw moving forward on Netflix.
Well, is there a concern that being off broadcast television could, and obviously you still have to pay for Max and you've got to pay for Netflix, that it could somewhat hurt numbers? I mean, I think there's going to be a balance there because all the content's going to be up, so you're going to be able to watch it whenever you want. But I'm just curious if there is going to be any blowback on the actual show itself getting the numbers that it should be getting.
I don't think you'll see a huge blowback on it, just due to the fact that you're looking to get a new generation. You're looking to expand your market, and today your younger generations are basically, they have these streaming platforms already. You're making it more accessible to them. Now, our generation might not have the accessibility. I mean, I know that the three of us are going to have it, but a lot of more of your old school, true 80s and 90s wrestling guys aren't going to necessarily have all that. If they want to watch it, they're going to have to go and get it, and they will go get it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Man, times change, I guess. And, I grew up with the 9 or 10 channels on TV. So, I guess I just got to go with the times, but it's okay. I have HBO Max, but believe it or not, I do not have a Netflix account. So I'm going to have to get Netflix. That's somebody's got to give me a free Netflix, or maybe a password, but then they did crack down on that. But this will be interesting to see how all this turns out. And that then leads into, gentlemen, the Netflix debut for WWE. And right now we've got 3 matches on board. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, who just basically tried to kill each other. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley for Liv's championship. And this tribal combat for the Ula Fala, which they are actually talking about having a tribal championship, which personally, I'll just say right off the bat, I think it's one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard, but okay. But this should be a very entertaining debut. If you guys can only watch one of those matches, which one would it be? What interests you the most? Jason, I'll start with you.
For me, it's the CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins. That's the one that's going to interest me the most. The tribal combat, it's getting played out already. In my opinion, I'd much rather see. I think everyone has been geared towards or waiting for the Punk the Punk Rollins matchup. I think it's going to be the most entertaining out of it. The same thing with the Rhea Ripley match. Once again, you're just waiting for interference. What's going to happen in that one? How is Liv going to be able to retain yet again against Rhea through something like that? I think the cleanest match is going to be the Rollins Punk one.
That's not going to be very clean. That's going to be down and dirty. Phil, which one of those matches would you pick?
Honestly, I'm going to have to pick the CM Punk Seth Rollins one because of exactly that. It's going to be the cleanest, most aggressive match, I think. My mind was boggled by the concept of a tribal championship. At the same time, 20% of your roster is connected to the Samoan family, is connected to the Anoa'i family. So, hey, why not?
Really? I'm surprised to hear you say that, Phil. I really am. But hey, okay. We'll have a Samoan championship. We'll let the New Day start the African American championship. We'll just do it all. Everybody gets a prize. And it's based. If you don't know why they're thinking about doing that, it's based on the Rock's People's Championship belt that he's got, and they thought, oh well, we'll do a tribal championship too. But I don't know. But The Rock, of course, is going to be there at this Netflix event along with John Cena. Any thoughts on what you guys see coming with that, Phil, with either The Rock or John Cena in the Netflix debut?
I mean, I think it'll be a good kickoff. I feel like that's the right move. I mean, you always bring in the stars, you bring in the celebrities to kick off things to show, look, we have the star power. It shows Netflix off. It shows what they're going to be able to do. I really do hope this just launches something spectacular that then it gives a lot of credence to what happens next down the road when we talk about the PLEs and especially WrestleMania that appears on Netflix and how it can handle the bandwidth and how it can stream and how it can showcase. I really hope they come out, arms swinging, they're ready to go. Like they're going to do a great showcase and it's going to look a little visually different. I hope, just to make it feel like a little crisper, a little tighter, and something that people haven't seen in the same way before and feel refreshed when they walk away from it. Other than that, the dark side of that is we're going to get a lot of spinning little circles on the screen going like unable to connect at this time.
God, I hope not. Jason, Rock and Cena are gonna be there, and we're expecting The Rock to get involved with this tribal combat situation somehow. But of course, the other issue is that John Cena is rumored to be in contention to win a championship. They want to give him that one more title. What are you expecting from John Cena at this Netflix debut?
I'm really not expecting a whole lot from Cena at it. I think to me, it's more of just he's going to be there and he's going to he'll get involved in something somehow. But I don't expect a whole lot out of him. I do expect a lot more out of The Rock. It wouldn't surprise me in the whole tribal combat that The Rock walks out with the Ulafala. That one would not surprise me in the least. But as far as Cena goes, I don't know how you're going to get him involved for a championship. Which one? My guess would probably have to be, somehow getting involved in the KO side, kind of coming to the Cody Rhodes defense, something along those lines, because you're going to have to get KO involved in this Netflix somehow.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all ties together. And we're going to talk about that when we come back from our break. And hopefully we'll get Phil Stamper back. He's on the road. Jason Halperin in the house. And, but if Phil has to stop, he can always use the travelshark.com and book a hotel room if he needs to take a break from Indiana going back to Maryland. Just head on over to thetravelshark.com/Hoke Show. You got to use that, or you can go to markhokeshow.com and click on the links. Great prices. It's powered by Priceline. You get those employee and hidden prices that everybody tries to get, and you'll actually be able to see what you're booking. And WrestleMania is coming up, guys. You got to start booking your rooms. I'm telling you, if you haven't done it, go to thetravelshark.com/Hoke Show. It's going to save you a ton of money coming into Las Vegas for WrestleMania. So brace yourselves for that. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, Punk, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, John Cena. What's a WWE to do at WrestleMania? Because I don't think they know. We're going to talk about it more on the Mark Hoke Show when we return here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Wesley Financial Group and its founder, Chuck McDowell, have helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now. Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide free, explaining how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call Wesley Financial Group, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Once again, 800-761-0000.
The county just requested more electric charging stations.
Orders have really amped up at Able Electric.
We need 3 more at First in Maine, and we just got another hotel chain.
It's no shock. Able Electric needs able electricians.
Grocery store wants charging stations too.
And fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws an awesome block so his teammate can score instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Everyone knows the most exciting part of football is the score. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Place a first touchdown scorer wager today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Nevada only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. MGMResorts.com/GameSense.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
101.5 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Dear God, that was one of the roughest sounding medicine commercials I've ever heard in my life. Why are we talking about shots in the eye on Sunday morning? Yikes.
Not something I would ever be looking forward to.
God, I've only had my eye messed with one time. That was enough. Never took a shot there though. Oh, yeah. But was it Iverjay or Izerjay or something like that? Yeah. Whatever works for you, gang. You got dry eyes. Anyway. Wow. We are on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Very happy to have you joining us for the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Hopefully we'll get Phil Stamper back on. Of course, he is the president of wrestling. You can follow him at Trust and Phil. Jason Halperin, also in the house, literally in the house. He's in studio today with me at LV_HitMN. So you can give him a follow. Not that he cares, but, it's all good. Welcome, Jason. What's going on, brother?
Oh, just living the dream out here in Vegas. As you know, just living the dream.
Yeah.
Looking forward to WrestleMania finally coming to the bright lights of Vegas. I can't tell you that much.
And we are getting into about the third turn here, and it's getting to be, I don't know if WWE is intentionally muddying the waters, but they have some decisions to make at this point, because I don't know if you've seen some of these reports that are coming out. When CM Punk got in the ring with Roman getting ready for Survivor Series, it triggered everyone into, oh my gosh, we got to have CM Punk and Roman. Okay. Well, a lot of people want Rock and Roman, but they don't know if Rock's going to be there. Reports are coming out that The Rock can't make it to WrestleMania this year. John Cena is flying around. People are talking that, we got to get John a world championship match at WrestleMania. You still got Seth Rollins rolling around here. You've got Drew McIntyre, who WWE is just thrilled with, and they want to push him to the moon. Gunther's still out there, of course, as the world champion. Finn Balor hanging around. This is, and by the way, Cody Rhodes is the Universal Champion, and Kevin Owens is running around with that Winged Eagle belt that he stole from him at Saturday night's main event. Jason, how do you clean this up? This is, I can't remember a time where it was, if it was that convoluted as to who's going to be wrestling for the championship, which I think is fun and it's great for the Rumble. But boy, what a mess. Oh, by the way, Randy Orton too. Don't want to forget about him.
Yeah, can't forget about him because he'll be coming back soon.
What do you think? Just off the top of your head of this whole situation.
I think that Punk gets his headline at WrestleMania. I think he gets a main event there for sure. It wouldn't surprise me if somehow Gunther was written out of it, and you're gonna somehow get maybe an Elimination Chamber or Royal Rumble. Somehow Punk is gonna get his name into the headline for it. I don't see me personally. I don't see a Roman Reigns versus Punk. I could see maybe a Gunther or Punk versus maybe a Cody Rhodes, somewhere along those lines. But I don't even think that's gonna happen. I think though somehow Punk does get his name finally into the main event at night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania.
Phil, we were just and welcome back. We were just talking about all the people that are currently at the top of WWE and how they're going to handle all this, from Rock and John Cena to Cody and Kevin Owens and CM Punk and Gunther, and there's so many people sitting at the top of the card. Phil, how do they handle this going into WrestleMania? Because it seems like every time we turn around, they're talking about a different main event. Do we have Phil? I cannot hear Phil. All right. Well, when Phil hops in there, we'll get him back. But I really don't know how you want to handle this, because when you have people screaming, well, we want John Cena to have a world championship match. Well, who's that going to be against? Right? And you're going to take Gunther out of the picture. Does Seth Rollins somehow maybe beat Gunther going into WrestleMania, and you get Rollins Punk at WrestleMania? It just came out today that they want Roman and Punk at WrestleMania now. I mean, it's really pretty wild that you have that many people that are in contention to get this done.
Well, you could always throw Roman, Punk, and Rollins in a triple threat match.
That would be all right.
You really could. The one I don't see getting the push into WrestleMania, I don't see Drew McIntyre getting the push yet. I think the angle they're shooting with him right now, as far as trying to go back and settle all of his scores. I don't think all of his scores will be settled in time to allow him those title opportunities at WrestleMania.
I don't know. I mean, he could clear the table pretty quickly, and but whose championship would he be going after? If you could have the 3-way, but man, I'm just so confused on how they're going to pull this all together. If you're, like I said, you're talking about, like, if, for example, John Cena, you give John Cena a world championship match. Well, that would be against Gunther. Well, then, who's Cody wrestling? Because you've got this whole thing going on with Kevin and Randy Orton. I mean, this is pretty wild. And, if The Rock gets freed up, I think it simplifies a little bit, because you have Rock and Roman to be the ultimate tribal chief, and that part's settled. You're good. But man, there's just a lot of loose pieces flying around. I can't wait to see who's going to win the Rumble. That's not far off. February 1st, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
What a wild Royal Rumble that's going to be. But yeah, WWE's got some thinking to do, because I mean, do you get the sense that they all of a sudden don't know what they want to do? Does it feel like that to you?
Yeah, it feels kind of very, very open. Like they're just leaving it open and trying to, like, decide on the fly as to which way they want to go with this. And like you said, I think a lot of it also depends on guys like The Rock. What's their availability going to be? I really don't think they want to close it down yet either. I don't even know, even after the Royal Rumble, if it'll still really be decided. Obviously, you'll have one piece of the puzzle in place, but there's still so many other pieces that have to be put in place.
Yeah, it's going to be just crazy over the next about 5 weeks or so. As WWE gets ready to do their holiday tour, they're going to be, and of course, don't forget, they are going head to head down in Orlando with AEW against their World's End pay-per-view. They are actually going to be on doing the shows at the same time down there. I mean, that is insane. But Kevin Owens said, I'm the real world champion. He's running around with a Winged Eagle belt. And I got to say, that's pretty clever. I wasn't big on the attack being off the air, but that is pretty smart, because it keeps Kevin in elevated at a very high level and getting ready at some point to take on Cody. But man, that just feels like a WrestleMania match. Maybe Kevin Owens is the one that's going to win the Rumble. But could you imagine, say, The Rock shows up and The Rock wins the Rumble? I mean, there are so many possibilities right now, and that makes this exciting, I think.
It absolutely does make it exciting. Me personally, I think the Rumble goes to Punk. That's how he gets into his championship. That's how he gets his main event.
So book it. You got the book right now, and you're going to pick the championship matches right now.
Ooh.
Jason Halperin. You're gonna book it right now. Let's say this is what we're doing, and let's just say The Rock. If The Rock's in, he's probably wrestling Roman. But look, what do you think?
I think if the Rock is in, you're going to see Roman. If The Rock is not in, like I said, I go back to a triple threat match with Roman, with Punk, and with Rollins. I think that takes care of one of the two nights main events right there. For which belt, I'm going to probably say for Gunther's belt, somewhere along those lines.
Well, you just threw him out of the match.
I don't have him in the match because I have him losing it before.
Okay.
I have him dropping it before. It wouldn't surprise me to see Gunther drop it at like an Elimination Chamber or at the Rumble, something like that, to a John Cena. And then Cena loses it at another pay-per-view. So he gets his championship. And now he kind of can go away, but he loses it to a Seth Rollins.
So you're gonna hot potato the world championship
a little bit,
before
yeah.
WrestleMania.
I think you need to have a little bit of a hot potato for it, because it's been you've kind of been having these things being held for so long. I think a little hot potato wouldn't hurt it for a minute.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. I think the Cody, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens match is a lock for the Universal title. I mean, because if The Rock comes back, he's wrestling Roman. I don't think that they're even worried about Rock and Cody at the moment. I think that they've built this storyline up enough that you have to go with that one.
Absolutely.
For the Universal title. But yeah, for the World Championship, that just feels like Gunther's going to get the shaft.
Oh yeah.
I hate that. But I see what you're saying. I mean, if you did a fatal 4-way with Roman, Seth, Punk, and Gunther. Oh my.
And something like that's never been done before at WrestleMania.
Yeah, there was one. I think it was WrestleMania 2000. They had a 4-way. I know that was Big Show and Triple H. I'll have to look that up on break. But that would be an attention-getting match, to say the least. So I don't know, but whoever wins the Royal Rumble, it's going to set the pace. So we've got to get ready for that one coming up here in February. Should be a lot of fun, to say the least. And if you want to bet on all this stuff, by the way, they got some betting odds up for AEW World's End on betonline.ag. If you would like to check that out, head on over to my website, markhokeshow.com, and click on the betonline.ag banner. And then when you get there, put in code BOL1000. That's BOL1000, because you can make a deposit up to $1,000 and get a 50% matching bonus. So I'm giving you $500 right now. Jason Halperin, I'm giving you $500. Isn't that great?
I love it.
That's fantastic. So head on over there right now, and you can bet on all sorts of terrific stuff. And we're going to be talking about World's End in a little bit, so we'll hit those betting odds for what's going on there. Should be a lot of fun. But yeah, betonline.ag. It's pretty cool. And, there's usually some money to be made. Not a ton, but it's pretty cool. So take a look. So go to markhokeshow.com, put in the code BOL1000, and go bet on wrestling and everything else. The football games, and you can bet on cricket there. Jason, you do any cricket betting?
Are we like racing crickets here?
No. Like cricket, the game.
Absolutely not.
No,
not a big fan. I do see their highlights occasionally, but any game that you're putting up over 200 runs or points, you kind of lose my interest a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch the NBA.
Oh, there's a shot. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about that pay-per-view. We've got some stuff coming up with, a little bit with Tessa Blanchard, and oh man, then we got new WWE World Tag Team Champions. And I didn't really get to talk about this last week. Somebody's got amnesia. So look forward to speaking about that poor young lady. Stick around, everybody, here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM Talk of Las Vegas. We'll be right back.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122. 800-987-6122.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
Get even more savings this holiday season by becoming a Milo's Rewards member. Don't miss new member deals dropping every week, like $15 off a purchase of $50 or more on select Bounty, Charmin, and Puffs paper products. Plus, get free standard shipping with Silver Key status. Just one more way Lowe's is here to help you shop, save, and enjoy the holidays. Join for free today. Milo's Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Exclusions and more terms apply. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
Football season is in full swing, but are you making your picks a sleeper? Just pick more or less than these 2 player stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users just have to play $5, and they'll receive $55 in free bonus entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code Monday, and you'll get $55 in free bonus entries when you play $5. That's code Monday. Must be at least 18 years old in most states and present in state where it is legal to wager. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details at Sleeper.com. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
Afternoons in Vegas are ruled by one radio show. It's the real, raw, and relevant talk found only on the Steve Sanchez Show. 3 to 6 p.m. on KDAWN, 101.5 FM, and on the Odyssey app. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Let's keep this party rolling. The best in pro wrestling news and entertainment here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. I'm Mark Hoke. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's coming soon. Hope you're all ready for it. Jason Halperin, are you ready for Christmas? That would be a no.
Let's just say that it's coming up fast and there's still stuff to do.
Yeah. Join the club, man. Yeah, it could be another Christmas Eve shopping day for me. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, I pulled that stunt last year. I hate when I do that, but been a wild few weeks. So that may be a chance for me to breathe a little bit. But yeah, it should be a great holiday. Looking forward to getting towards the end of the week where we're going to be having AEW World's End. But we did have a pay-per-view on Friday night with our good friends at Ring of Honor. Got to mention that before I keep diving too hard. But some interesting things taking place over there. We got a new TV champion as Commander, who had to fill in for Juice Robinson in the AEW Continental Classic. Walks out with that championship. So Brian Cage no longer the champion. That was in a gauntlet match. So Commander is your new TV champion. Billy Starks cannot get that women's championship off of Athena. And a lot of people thought that title was going to finally change hands last night, but Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon in WWE, for those of you that remember that, has been the champ for over 2 years in Ring of Honor. She has been absolutely dominant, but Billy Stark's not getting that win. We have the return of Black Machismo on Friday night. If you don't know that story, that is Jay Lethal's Randy Savage identity that he did in TNA. He pulled that back out for his match with QT Marshall, and everybody went absolutely insane. So Jay Lethal may be back to the Black Machismo gimmick. And Matt Cardona comes up short against Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So no title for Matt Cardona. So his wife is going to be the one running around with the belt in the family. Of course, Chelsea Green is the WWE new United States Women's Champion. Any general thoughts about this card? Because a lot of people have been saying, Billy Starks had a great build up for a long time with this and then came up short. And I think a lot of people would have been fun to see Matt Cardona win the championship, but I don't know if he's really been signed yet. There's been rumors, but nothing official.
Yeah, he still hasn't been signed, so it's tough to give him a belt when he hasn't officially signed yet.
Would have been fun though.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but I can see why they're not going there. I mean, there weren't really any super surprises on this one that, like I said, if he signed had he won the belt, then he would have been signed.
Yeah.
As far as, Cardona goes. I guess the buildup, the Billy Starks buildup, as you were saying, that one, they may have tried to push her. I thought maybe to get a championship there after the buildup, but I guess they're looking at something a little bit more, a little further down the road on it.
Yeah, the one thing about Athena, and it's great that she's leading Ring of Honor, but man, I'm just wondering when she's going to get back up in the AEW main roster. I mean, she's wrestling so well. I mean, people are just raving about what she's doing, and for her not to be getting a shot at the AEW World Championship or something in that whole thing, I find that a little odd. I don't know why they're not giving her the chance to do it, but maybe she's serving a role down there.
Yeah, I think it's just you're adding viewership. Once again, you've got a big star that's able to keep getting clicks, keep getting viewership. You don't want to muddy, you don't want to overcrowd a main roster sometimes.
Yeah, good point. And of course, Ring of Honor they're talking about a possible TV deal somewhere for them. So maybe want to keep those big time champions in place. I mean, I'm sure that's a lot of the reason that Chris Jericho is the world champion in Ring of Honor, because hey, it worked once with AEW giving him the world championship to start off with. Why not do it again?
Yeah.
So yeah, but a fun card last night or Friday night for Ring of Honor Final Battle. So we'll see how ROH continues to progress there. And I'm gonna save World's End for a little bit. We'll get deeper into that the next hour. But I want to talk about this Toni Storm thing. And if you haven't seen what Toni Storm has been doing, well, apparently she's lost her memory. And she is back in her biker chick outfit and going around and introducing herself to everybody like nobody knows. Like she doesn't know anybody, has never met anybody from AEW before. And I got to tell you, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I mean, Toni Storm just continues to reinvent herself. And as the timeless Toni Storm character, it's going to come back eventually. But that was so clever. But, she's keeping it fresh. And I think that this is going to be very entertaining to see where Toni Storm goes. I mean, I've dealt with her at press conferences and things like that. I haven't had her on the show yet, but man, she is just a flaming ball of charisma. It's fun. It is too much fun, Jason. Do you like this gimmick?
I actually do. I think it's something new, it's a new thing. It's something different. You have, or at least if it's not new, you haven't seen it for a long time, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't mind it. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of go back when she does get her memory back and how it kind of plays out. But me personally, I don't mind it at all. I think it's something new, something different to see.
Do you think that they would have the courage to make Toni Storm have Mariah May be her mentor? Could you imagine if somehow they set this up that Mariah May is the mentor and Toni Storm is the student, and Mariah is actually crazy enough to let her back in the circle and then gets clobbered for it? That would be interesting.
It's a neat twist.
Yeah.
It's definitely a route they can go. I don't know if they will go that route, but it would definitely be an interesting route and fun to watch.
Well, there's got to be a revenge match at some point. There has to be. So we'll see what happens with Toni Storm in AEW. Another woman that I want to get your opinion about, and it's unfortunately we lost Phil, and he's going to be he's got some bandwidth issues traveling, but because he's close to Sami Callihan is close to Tessa Blanchard, who has made her return last week in TNA very controversial. Of course, had some backstage issues with harassment and racism allegedly. And this is going to be, well, it's going to be tricky because a lot of people in AEW were surprised, or TNA were surprised, and B, like, she's back, really? But apparently WWE has some interest in using her. So, maybe that's part of what's playing into this. And Anthem, I know, wanted to bring some big names in, and Tessa is one of the top female wrestlers in the world, whether you like her or not. Jason, how do you feel about Tessa Blanchard coming back?
I think everyone deserves a chance to come back and go back into the industry. Will she go to the WWE? I don't know about that one. I don't know if the WWE is going to want to have that there. But it's a tough thing there. But I think she deserves an opportunity to come back.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, and Matt Hardy came out this week and said, everyone deserves a second chance. And Lance Storm said, well, I would just wish she would have more publicly apologized and individually apologized to everybody in the back. But there is no denying how good she is. And I can tell you that over the years, there have been a lot of people that have been in the professional wrestling industry that haven't exactly been saints.
Absolutely.
And people do make mistakes. So we'll see what Tessa Blanchard ends up doing. But I do see a very interesting match in WWE for her. And that would be with Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Tully Blanchard taking on the daughter of Ric Flair. And they're both really, really good.
That would be interesting.
Sign me up for that.
That would
sign me up. Yeah, if as long as Tully doesn't make everybody mad, you could have them both back and on the other sides of the ring. And I don't know what Rick's contract status with AEW. I think his contract's up.
I think it is close to being up, if not already up.
Yeah, so they could use him. That would be not just for the names, but for the actual in-ring action. Oh my God, that would be a war. I mean, those. And I would imagine they've probably known each other since they were kids. So what a full circle moment that would be. And especially if you pulled that at a WrestleMania match. Oh man. Yikes. You like it?
I do like it. I do think it would be good. I don't know if you can get that one for a WrestleMania, but I think you can definitely get it for one of the pay-per-views there.
Like SummerSlam.
I could see something like that for a SummerSlam. I don't know if it would be, like I said, I don't know if it'd be able to be set up in time for a WrestleMania, but definitely for a SummerSlam major card like that.
Well, they got 2 days to fill.
That is true. Yeah, gosh, expanding SummerSlam to 2 days now too.
Well,
oh, geez.
Well, I don't know if you saw too. There was a report that WWE is considering making a lot of their major pay-per-views 2-day events, and I'm just like, oh, come on. Nah, you don't need to do that, but. But of course they have Tony Khan doing 2-day pay-per-views in 1 day.
Yeah.
So who knows? But and by the way, I got to say hi to the Bionic Scoop in the chat box, the superstar pro wrestling photographer here in town. He says, Mark, and I say, Scoop, welcome back. And if you want to get in that chat box, by the way, and ask us questions or talk about anything that's happening in the world of pro wrestling, certainly welcome you to do that. Come join us on YouTube, Facebook, or X. YouTube and Facebook is the Mark Hoke Show. X is at Mark Hoke Show. And of course you can subscribe, follow, do a little dance, whatever. Just give us a couple of clicks. We'd certainly appreciate it. And that is going to wrap up hour number 1. So hour number 2, we got a big pay-per-view coming up this week. Who's going to win the Continental Classic? We don't even know who's going to be there yet. And we literally have no clue.
That's true.
You'll find out why when we return here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, on that Odyssey app. Download that thing right now. AUDACY. You have all sorts of shows, hours, and everything on KDAWN. Plus, of course, shows from all over the world. So, and a great rewind feature, so you can go back if you miss a show and listen to it at your convenience. Stick around, everybody. We got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Jason Halperin joining me. We'll be right back. Want more of the Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show. And visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Looking for high-quality custom screen printing in Las Vegas? Look no further than Off-Grid Creations. Need a few custom t-shirts for a local event, band merchandise, or family reunion? We've got you covered. Large order of uniforms for your staff, sports team, or club? We can handle that too. Our experienced team will work closely with you throughout the entire process from design consultation to final product. Call us at 661-300-1115. That's 661-300-1115. Or visit our website at off-gridcreations.com. Get a free consultation today.
Personal injury law has been the same for a long time. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam & Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way. Because you deserve a team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. So if you've been hurt in a crash, call Sam & Ash, 702-303-0333. Sam & Ash, because you deserve what's right.
Unsafe sleep conditions cause serious injury and even death to infants. Never sleep with your baby on a sofa, in a chair, or in an adult bed. Protect the baby you love from becoming a tragic statistic. The only safe place for your baby to sleep is alone, on its back, in a crib, and in your room. For more information, visit cribsforkids.org. That's cribsforkids.org. This message is sponsored by the Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
For eligible individuals 18 and older with self-perceived mild to moderate hearing loss only, results vary. See JabraEnhance.com for details and important safety information.
Hello, I'm Dr. Harvey Abrams, head of research audiology at Jabra Enhance. Did you know there's a connection between untreated hearing loss and chronic conditions like cognitive decline and dementia? The good news is hearing aids can actually reduce these risks and help you stay connected. Today, I'm excited to tell you about my favorite hearing aids, the game-changing Jabra Enhance Select 500. Jabra Enhance offers an affordable solution for most common hearing problems with our best ever speech-enhancing capabilities for a mighty sound in a micro-sized package. Plus, with Jabra Enhance's premium package, you get 3 years of continuous remote care provided by licensed hearing healthcare professionals. No waiting rooms or long commutes. It's as easy as video chatting with a friend. Because at Jabra Enhance, our job is to help you hear and be heard.
Save $300 on Enhance Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/radio. That's JABRA Enhance.com/radio. JabraEnhance.com/radio.
For the past 3 seasons of Gone South, we've covered one story per season. Now, Gone South is back for a 4th season. But this time, we're doing things a little differently. In Gone South Season 4, we'll be bringing you new stories every week with no end in sight. Listen to and follow Gone South, an Odyssey original podcast, on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
KMXP HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDAWN.
The alleged Ivy League killer due back in court. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. Suspected United Healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione will be arraigned on state murder charges in New York City tomorrow. The New York Post reporting the NYPD used its $4 million spy plane to extradite the murder suspect to Manhattan from Pennsylvania last week. 26-year-old suspect currently being held at the Federal Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. The man arrested for the German Christmas market attack appearing in court late last night. The German judge ordering the suspect accused of killing 5 and injuring more than 200 other people held in pretrial detention. Meanwhile, German officials are being accused of security failures. Local authorities apparently received a warning last year about the suspect. That investigation continues. U.S. Central Command says a U.S. Navy FA-18 fighter jet was splashed into the Red Sea early this morning in an apparent case of friendly fire. A U.S. Navy pilot and a weapons systems officer were both aboard, both ejected safely. The guided missile cruiser, the USS Gettysburg, part of the Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group, apparently mistakenly fired on and hit the jet. Full investigation is underway. An estimated 11,000 Starbucks baristas are on strike against what they claim is low pay combined with bad working conditions. Fox's Chanley Painter has that story.
Today, union baristas in New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and St. Louis are set to walk out. Strikes began in Los Angeles, Chicago, and Seattle this weekend. Union baristas say the company backtracked on an agreement over the future of organizing and collective bargaining. Protests are expected to grow every day until Christmas Eve if demands aren't met.
Police in Nigeria say there are now 32 people dead from twin stampedes at charity events that were handing out food and clothing as Nigeria battles with its worst economic conditions in decades. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Dr. Dahlia.
We want to enjoy the outdoors. I love camping, but unfortunately, there could be animals that feel threatened or may have mental health issues or might want to just kill.
Weeknights at 8 on 1015 FM KDAWN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
And we return to the Mark Hoke Show, hour number 2, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Coming to you live on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Just an unbelievable station. You know why? Because I work here. Well, that gets it done, I think. Don't you think so, Jason Halperin?
I believe so.
Thank you.
I definitely believe so. You are quite the host, not just on this show, but also on the other shows as well.
Yeah, I keep doing my time on Sports X Radio and the Steve Sanchez Show. So if you like politics, you can listen to Steve from 3 to 6 here, and I produce that show, and Sports X Radio from 6 to 8 Pacific time here on KDAWN. And of course, you can always get us on the Odyssey app wherever you are. You know, even Phil Stamper, who unfortunately is out in the middle of nowhere and we lost the signal, but he could be listening to us on the Odyssey app right now, AUDACY. Download that app, and you know, I'm going to tell you, your spirit will soar. Just do it. So once again, it's the Odyssey app. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter, or should say X. I keep saying Twitter. Somebody said Twitter to me the other day, and now I'm saying Twitter all the time again. I broke the habit and blew it. X, at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show, YouTube, The Mark Hoke Show, and we are streaming live right now on all of those platforms. And if you have a question for us or just want to fire things at us and see what we say, hey, go ahead. We love to hear from you. So get into that chat box and say hi. By the way, we were talking last hour about the Royal Rumble, and I'd mentioned these odds last week, and I was just curious to see if they had changed, Jason. But I'm curious your reaction real fast about BetOnline.ag's odds for the men's Royal Rumble. The Rock is the favorite at plus 225 right now, followed by Punk plus 400. Cena is a plus 400. And then we get into 4 digits for everybody else. Reigns is next, then Rollins, Gunther, Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and LA Knight. Logan Paul tied there. Randy Orton's there too. Brock Lesnar. They've even got odds for Goldberg at plus 4,000.
You got Brock Lesnar and Goldberg on there.
Yeah.
That's interesting because probably neither one will be there.
You're right. Goes all the way down to, you want to know who the plus 10,000s are, by the way?
Yeah, why not?
Here's your plus 10. Oh man, it's a lot of them. Oh my God. Maybe I can't go through the full list, but
give a rundown of the big names that are down there.
Let's see. Jake Paul is on that list. Obafemi. Shinsuke Nakamura is there. That's the new U.S. champion. Johnny Gargano, Jacob Fatu. That could be an interesting one to throw $1 on and see what happens.
Yeah. A few of these guys will actually be in it.
Yeah. Uncle Howdy is a plus 1,000 or 10,000. R-Truth. Ludwig Kaiser, Kofi Kingston. I got Dragunov on there. He's not going to be there. Don't bet on Dragunov. That'd be a bad idea. Yeah. So and Tozawa. Kara Tozawa. Plus 10,000. So they've got better odds for Brock Lesnar and Goldberg than a lot of the active wrestlers on the card.
Well, if you're going to bet on some of those, by all means, rather than waste your money on Tozawa or on Paul or something like that, feel free to just send that money over here towards the Mark Hoke Show.
Yeah.
Towards Mark and Jason here. It'll help fund us for a few things instead.
Yeah, you could do that. There is a PayPal link on the markhokeshow.com website. So any donations would certainly be appreciated. Yeah, so that's interesting. But Kevin Owens on this, let's see, where is he at? Because I know I was just looking at that he had some pretty, he's a plus 5,000, man. That could be worth throwing a little on. Plus 5,000 for Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I still don't see it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it would happen, but it would be an interesting bet to take.
At least he'll be in it.
Yes, he will definitely be in it. Well, we would think so. Women's Royal Rumble, by the way, is Rhea Ripley is the favorite at plus 225. Charlotte Flair has now emerged as the number 2 favorite at plus 275, followed by Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Nia Jackson are your top picks for the Women's Royal Rumble. So
interesting.
Yeah. Maybe a little Charlotte Flair money on that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I got to see her come back.
Yeah, there was rumor she was going to come back for Saturday night's main event, but that did not happen. But apparently she's about ready to go. So
yeah,
so it'd be fun to see Charlotte back. But we have a pay-per-view coming up here with AEW World's End, and this looks to be a pretty fun show coming up on Saturday. Here's the card at this point. We have the main event is the World Heavyweight Championship match between Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White. Given the little fiasco that took place this week that nobody could get along and Mox stole a victory, this match I think there's going to be some brutality, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be fun to watch. Definitely going to be brutal, but should be entertaining.
Yeah, so looking forward to the main event there. Mercedes Moné just accepted a challenge and said she doesn't want to take the day off anymore. She's going to wrestle Chris Statlander for the TBS championship again. So we get that rematch, and that was a fun one the last time. So look forward to seeing Mercedes taking on Chris. Kensuke Takeshita. God, I have such a hard time saying his name. I don't know why. But he's wrestling Powerhouse Hobbs for the International Championship. So those guys will be throwing each other around like, I don't know, maybe missile silos. I mean, they're just, those two are so strong. It's ridiculous. So that'll be fun and a good match for Powerhouse Hobbs as he kind of gets back in the swing of things, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Don't be surprised if Powerhouse walks out with the W there.
Ooh, calling the Hobbs win. All right. Down with that. Mariah May defends the women's championship against Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight. So that'll get nasty. Looking forward to seeing that one. We also have a match that the betting odds are the tightest on right now. The MJF against Adam Cole match for the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring. And if you don't know what that Dynamite Diamond Ring is every year they've had a battle royal, and then the last two wrestle off for the a chance to wrestle for the Diamond Ring. As MJF has won it every year in AEW since this has been created. But now Adam Cole, his former best friend, and I don't know what they are now. I mean, they're sort of enemies, but I don't know who the bad guy is. But they will wrestle for that Diamond Ring. And here's the betting odds on that match. They have MJF at just a -200, Adam Cole at +150. Jason, who's walking out with the Diamond Ring?
It's almost like this almost seems like the Undertaker WrestleMania streak where you just got to keep it going. But is this finally the time that you end the streak?
No.
I have to say no as well.
No. I want MJF to keep that ring. It's a beautiful ring. But the reason that I kind of wanted to save that match is the feud between MJF and Adam Cole that completely got destroyed by both of them getting hurt. And then you come back to it and the roles are reversed, supposedly, because Cole was the heel who made MJF go soft and, be all pally and friendly. And, Cole was revealed as the devil in that whole thing. They come back and all of a sudden Adam Cole is the good guy and MJF is the bad guy, but everybody's cheering for MJF. What a mess.
Yeah, it's a little strange there. If you're gonna go heel, go heel. If you're gonna not be a heel, don't be a heel. But let's get it straight.
See,
get it figured out.
So there's a problem there with it, though, is while MJF is a heel, people cheer the guy like crazy. They love him. And, I feel like I don't think AEW tried to do it, but they having him, because I was enjoying the MJF Adam Cole feud and how they were setting that up. And digging it, you're kind of digging at MJF's psyche, getting inside that cold heart like the Grinch, and making his heart get 3 sizes too big all of a sudden. And I felt like, oh man, when Cole turns, this is going to get nasty because it's going to bring out a side of MJF as vicious as he's been that we've never seen before. But obviously, then you of course had Adam Cole, wreck his ankle, and then MJF had to go have surgery too, and it put everything on the back burner. But the weird thing is that I think that it's changed MJF to a point where you kind of he's lost his edge a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know if you feel that or not. And he's certainly come out and done heel promos. He took a nasty shot at Adam this week. I don't know if you heard that, where he said that, he lost his cavity or he lost his dentist.
Did not see that.
Oh, yeah. That one hurt. Yeah. Because of course, if you didn't know, he was dating Dr. Britt Baker DMD and they broke up. So he took a stab at him there. But the thing is, people cheered it. That's not something you're supposed to cheer. It's a weird place for him right now. It really is. And I feel like he's just so caught in between being a heel and a babyface that it's damaging him overall. I don't know if you feel that way, Jason, or not, but he's just in a weird, really odd spot.
It's one of those things when wrestlers are gone for a little bit, due to injury, a lot of times just fans are so happy to have them back. Even if they are heel, they end up getting a little bit of that baby face to them because they're just excited to have that person back. And that could really be where he is at the moment. And hasn't been able to fully grasp the heel role again because it's just exciting to have him back and trying to reignite a feud that's been, like you said, due to injury, just been kind of put on a back burner. So it's how do you get that feud back and make him that full heel again is the question. How are you going to be able to do that? You got to figure out a way to do that.
And I'm going to tell you this, it's not going to happen with Adam Cole because Adam Cole is going into that same place too. And he's stuck in the middle and they I thought they did a good job with the devil thing, but when his ankle got destroyed, it put everything on hold. And now they bring him back as the baby face in this thing, and nobody was buying it. So now you've got MJF and Adam Cole both kind of stuck in the tweener mode, and nobody knows what to do. It's really one of the more interesting places I've seen two guys that are as good as they are end up.
Yeah, it's interesting. And how are you going to be able to flip it? You almost have to end this and let them go other directions in order to get them back to where they need to be.
And when they had the attack, because Adam Cole at Double or Nothing here in Las Vegas back in the spring, Adam Cole had come out and MJF came out and made his return and did a brainbuster on him. And I really thought that kind of should have been the end of it, to be honest with you, and just let it go, because you're in such a weird booking area that it might have been best to just walk away. And I kind of feel like, I haven't changed my opinion on that, just how this has gone down. But we'll see how this turns out. If MJF is going to get his ring, and I know they're going to be down in LA soon, and I'll look forward to going down and saying hi to Maxwell at some point. See how much he decides to insult me, but that's okay. He can try. I'm firing back this time, Jason. I'm not going to let him get away with it.
Absolutely, I would too.
Yeah, I'm going to take care of that business. We also have the Continental Classic wrapping up at World's End as well. And boy, has this gotten interesting, Jason. The standings in this thing, and if you're not aware of what the Continental Classic is, they take 6 wrestlers in each group. So you have 2 pools of 6. And if you win a match, you get a point. Or if you win a match, you get 3 points. You get a draw, it's 1. You lose, you get nothing. So it's a round robin. And here's where it is right now going into everybody's last match. And there are only 2 people in this whole thing that are eliminated. Everybody else is still alive, and the top 2 will advance from each bracket to World's End to try to wrestle for that Continental Championship. The Blue League's got Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher at 9 points. Daniel Garcia, Rainmaker Okada, both at 7, and Okada is the person holding that championship right now. Shelton Benjamin is at 6, Beast Mortos 0. So little rough run for the Beast. The Gold League, Claudio Castagnoli and Ricochet are at 9, and Ricochet and Will Ospreay just put on another huge match. Great wrestling week, by the way, for Will Ospreay. Brody King, Darby Allin, Will Ospreay, all at 6. Commander also has been shut out. So everyone is technically still alive to get to the semifinals. Here's your last set of matches. So in the Blue League, Shelton Benjamin is wrestling Okada. So Benjamin's got 6. Okada has 7. Briscoe is done. So he's got his 9 points. So he could get past, but he's still in there. Kyle Fletcher is wrestling Daniel Garcia. So that's 9 points for Fletcher, 7 for the TNT champion. And Mortos, Briscoe Mortos finished up. So there's 4 guys have matches left. Gold League, Darby Allin, Ricochet, Claudio, and Commander. So we know Claudio's going to win that. Well, I guess we can't assume.
Never assume.
Can't assume, but would think that Claudio's going to win that match. Brody King gets Will Ospreay. Who's getting out of this thing, Jason? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the only guy that I would say for sure that it should be going through is Claudio. But otherwise, man, I got no clue.
Yeah, Claudio should be going through. I think Okada's going to go through as well. I think those are the 2 that I have would definitely going through. I think after that, it kind of gets in that muddy field again.
So if Okada would get through, he would need to win his match against Shelton Benjamin. So that would knock Shelton out for sure. Yeah. So then you're coming down to the Garcia Fletcher match. So realistically, a draw would put Fletcher through. Garcia would need a win to get through. That's an interesting little position, isn't it?
That is. That really is. I mean, I think, the fact that Briscoe's done, I don't think he gets through just because you have two other matches that are gonna change those outcomes. Like I said, I think Okada gets through. It would surprise me to see that draw come out and Fletcher get through. Uh, wouldn't surprise me.
That's kind of what I'm feeling. I mean, I would imagine Fletcher getting through, but I don't know. I have a feeling that they may want to send Okada away for a little bit. So if he would lose you could get away with an Okada draw with Shelton Benjamin. We put Okada at 8, Benjamin at 7. So they'd still both be eliminated.
And that brings you down to, at that point, it comes down to really the winner of the Fletcher Garcia match.
Yep.
If Garcia wins, he's moving on. And then I think Briscoe would then be the one moving on because he beat Fletcher, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, points wise, that's how it would work out, be Fletcher and Briscoe. So on the other side, Claudio and I think Claudio's going to win and he's going to head through. So that really would leave Ricochet and Darby Allin. Darby would force a tie on that. I mean, they could make a real mess on this because, well, you're going to have Brody and Ospreay. One of them probably wins. Probably, which would put them at 9. So you might have to have a tiebreaker or something like that.
Or you have Ricochet get the draw.
Yeah. Oh man.
I think if you have Claudio come through as the clear winner there, he gets to his 12 points and moves on. He gets the win there. If you can have that draw and have Ricochet move on, and then it doesn't matter what happens with the Ospreay match.
Yeah. So pretty entertaining stuff. And then of course the winner of the Blue League will face the second place in the Gold League and vice versa. And then they'll face off in the final for the Continental Championship at World's End. And I know there's a lot of possibilities, Jason, but who do you think should be the winner?
I'm going to go with Claudio.
Is it clear on Claudio?
I think it's pretty clear. Me personally, I think it's pretty clear on Claudio.
I would agree. I think Claudio, with everything going on the Death Riders, would probably be the best choice, but it wouldn't be bad to see Kyle Fletcher win it. Maybe Ricochet finds a way. Well, they've been trying to
push him a little bit.
Yeah, give him a little extra push. And Darby's sitting right there too, but I think they want to keep Darby separated from this whole thing. But I will say Will Ospreay just had a match with Darby this week and then wrestled Ricochet, and wow. I mean, unbelievable professional wrestling going on. Yeah, there's a little bit of flips and stuff like that happening in some typical Darby spots where the guy's trying to kill himself. But what great professional wrestling that is. It's been a lot of fun to see Will Ospreay, and Ospreay, is considered possibly the best wrestler in the world, taking losses all over the place. Even though he's doing, he is who he is. That's pretty impressive for Will to be willing to do that, to say the least.
Yeah, he's amazing to watch as a wrestler. Surprising that he's taking as many losses as he's taken, but sometimes you got to take one for the team, as they say.
Yeah. So credit to Will Ospreay. And there, by the way, I have an interview from World's End up with Will Ospreay if you want to check it out on our YouTube channel. I thought it was a lot of fun, and he's interviewed him while he was poolside, Jason. He was at the pool.
He's got to relax a little bit. Just gonna
having a good old time. So
kick back for a little bit,
Yeah. But it was a fun interview and learned a lot about him. So you might want to take a look and check that out. Now, I got to remind everybody too that, we'll probably need some clothes and, need some gear too. Anybody can get their gear from our good friends at Off Grid Creations, Mike Franco and his team over there. I promise you they're going to take awesome care of you, whether you need promotional products, embroidery, t-shirts. I mean, he can put your logo on just about anything you want. Maybe your soccer ball or your bandages from, to cover up your injuries, whatever it is, Jason Halperin, you can check it out at our good friends at Off Grid Creations. The website is off-gridcreations.com, and that phone number is 661-300-1120. 1115. That's 600 or 661 300 1115. 660-300-1115. Give Mike a call. Do a free brand consultation for you. He's going to sit down and make a plan as opposed to just taking your order. And I promise you'll be very glad you did. So check it out at off-gridcreations.com. All right, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, so much more going on in the world of pro wrestling. We got new World Tag Team Champs. Just in time for the holidays. There you go. And a whole lot more to take in the world of pro wrestling. So stick around, everybody. Jason Halperin joining me here on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll be right back.
Celebrate this December at your kind of place. Jerry's Nugget Casino. Celebrate with Jerry's Steak and Shrimp Special for just $16.89. Served daily from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Come celebrate 16 free play giveaway days with over 11,000 in free play awarded. Come celebrate New Year's Eve with bigger bingo jackpots at the 9 p.m. big game. It's the best time of the year to celebrate and win at Jerry's Nugget Casino. Your kind of place.
Jerry's Nugget Casino. Your kind of place.
Hi, it's Sherry, owner of Life Source Water. Our clients love the fact that a Life Source whole house water system delivers clean and delicious water from every tap and faucet with no regular maintenance. And now is the best time to get your Life Source. We will pay your sales tax. Save up to $1,000 on your new system. Call 800-WATER-99 to secure your no tax deal or visit lifesourcewater.com. That's 800-WATER-99. Sale ends December 31st.
Warranty limitations apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Wesley Financial Group and its founder, Chuck McDowell, have helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now. Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide free explaining how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call Wesley Financial Group, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Once again, 800-761-0000.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws an awesome block, so his teammate can score instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Everyone knows the most exciting part of football is the score. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Place a first touchdown scorer wager today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Nevada only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. MGMResorts.com/GameSense.
The game plan.
Teaching our stuff and trying to get our guys ready.
Today, the Minnesota Vikings head to Seattle to face the Seahawks.
Bring it up.
Coverage starts at 12:30 with kickoff at 1:05.
Put together game plan.
The NFL is on KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas, also streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X. We would love to hear from you. So hop on in there, get in that chat box, and fire any questions you have for Jason Halperin and I. Jason, what do you have going on, man? I know you're just doing the soccer thing, but what's on your docket coming up?
A lot of coaching.
Yeah.
Working with two different teams just keeps you super busy, running place to place.
It's funny with everything that's going on with volleyball. And for those that don't know, I coached volleyball for over 20 years. Man, this whole thing with Penn State, they're starting to try and get the hooks back into me again. I drove by one of the club's facilities here in Las Vegas, and I was just like, oh, could I bring myself back to do it again? I don't know. I won a lot of titles, but the strain, man, you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's,
But you get that itch. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and scratch it. You just got to sometimes it's worth it.
oh my gosh, get back out there banging balls at people and digging and killing myself. I could use it though, because I'm killing myself another way. I'm fat. That's all right. We'll take care of that at some point. But yeah, some pretty exciting stuff. Penn State, by the way, will be playing for the national championship against Louisville coming up 3 p.m. Eastern. So that match is only a couple of hours away. So good luck to the Nittany Lions. And I had a good week, by the way, or good day yesterday with North Dakota State heading to the national championship again, taking out those silly little bunny rabbits from South Dakota State, and Penn State knocking off SMU. So good day. Of course, I had to watch both games at the same time. But
Get that split screen. It's easy.
Oh man, I'll tell you, that was it. Kind of worked out because with Penn State pretty much killing SMU from the start.
Yeah,
I could pay a little more attention to the tight game that was going on. But yeah, congratulations to Tim Polasek and the gang. He liked my tweet and had Tim Polasek on SportsX Radio, and what a great guy he is. And if you watch that game, man, you would want to play for him so bad. He's amazing. So good luck to the Bison. Time to take out those kitty cats coming over from Montana State.
Should be a good one, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Looking forward to it. Well, a championship team, the War Raiders. A little bit of craziness and a great comeback story for those guys, both of them severe injuries to get back into the ring, are the new WWE World Tag Team Champions as they defeat Finn Balor and JD McDonough for those titles. And it's another little bit of a revision for the War Raiders. Of course, they had started out they first came to prominence in Ring of Honor as War Machine, and then went through WWE or NXT as War Machine, and then all of a sudden they got pulled up and got some horns and battle axes and shields and became the Viking Experience, which may have been harder to overcome than the injuries.
Absolutely.
But then they turned them into the Viking Raiders, and then both the guys got hurt pretty badly. But they have come back and have won the World Tag Team titles. And they are a team that, big guys, but incredibly athletic. And, I just didn't quite understand some of the times how they were booking them in WWE, but they're back on top. Now, do you really turn these guys loose, Jason? Is it time to stop messing around? And I still call them War Machine. Is it time to stop messing around with the War Raiders and, turn them into a really dominant tag team?
I think it is time to finally do that. I think it's finally time to actually start seeing the tag team titles being defended more. Not this sit and defend them once every 3 months. I think you should let them become dominant, let them kind of run through the division a little bit.
Yeah, it's strange that it seems like sometimes when WWE has a tag team that's in a stable and they win a tag title, it almost goes poof and they forget about it.
Exactly.
I mean, Finn and JD hadn't defended the belts forever. So, and I also do wonder with what's going on with the Judgment Day that maybe there's a little rift there, but they're also talking about a big push for Finn Balor. Let's get the belts off of them and, put them on a true tag team. So big congratulations to Ivar and Eric. Of course, Eric had neck fusion surgery. He was out for almost a year, and Ivar had been out since May with a spinal injury.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And it's amazing, not just that they came back from those injuries, but the way they've come back and to still be, like you said, big guys, and the way these guys move to still be able to come back and do the things they do in the ring is really incredible.
Yeah. So congratulations to our friends Ivar and Eric, the War Raiders, the tag team champs. God, there's so many names for those guys. It just drives me nuts. But big one for there. There are 2 returns that apparently are coming up too in AEW from very serious situations. Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, the guy that many people felt up until Ospreay got on this run that he's been on the last couple of years, was the best professional wrestler in the world. Kenny Omega should be back, they're saying, no later than World's End. So we may see Kenny Omega popping his head back in the door on Saturday. And what a comeback for him, because if you don't know what happened to Kenny, diverticulitis, and a very, very bad case of it. It's basically where you get a hole in the intestines and stuff just starts leaking out into your chest cavity, and you're talking toxins and everything else just tearing you apart. And Kenny was very close to dying. And for him to make it back, and I'm surprised he made it back as fast as he did. A lot of people thought he might have been done, but Kenny Omega coming back, and the story's great. But now, what is Kenny's story, Jason? With all this going on with the Death Riders, and you got the Hurt Syndicate, and so many other things happening in AEW. Where does Kenny Omega slide into the picture? What do you think?
I think it's going to depend first on if he actually is back in time for the pay-per-view. Will he have an impact in the pay-per-view? Will he actually get involved somehow? I think that's going to be a lot of how his storyline goes. Not just if he shows up, but does he get involved in somehow in one of the matches? I think that's how you push his storyline. Let's see when he shows up and how they push him into a storyline, into a match. He's going to have to get involved some way, somehow in one of the matches.
Oh boy, if he would somehow cost Moxley the world championship, that would get entertaining. I don't think it's going to happen, but I have a feeling that's they're just going to throw him right in the deep water with everybody trying to take out the Death Riders. So, of course, that would put him into the company of Darby Allin and Hangman Adam Page. Of course, those two had a long relationship, frenemies, shall we say. Of course, former world tag team champions there in AEW. But Kenny Omega should be coming back soon. And then the other guy that's finally back, who I guarantee you is never going to do what he did again here at Double or Nothing here in Las Vegas, is Adam Copeland. For those of you WWEers that haven't been following AEW, that is Edge. But Adam Copeland recovered from his broken leg and then was out filming the new Percy Jackson movie. So he is going to be back, and it looks like he's going to be teaming up with FTR on New Year's, I believe it's New Year's Day for that show. But Adam Copeland coming back in as well. Jason, man, this is getting incredibly interesting in AEW with Copeland. This looks like he's going to get dropped into this whole thing with the Death Riders right off the bat too. How about that with Adam coming back?
Yeah, another one. Great to see him coming back. They're definitely going to get him involved right away. I mean, just too big of a name in AEW not to have him dropped in and doing something right away with it.
And at the time, of course, he had been the TNT champion, which he won at World's End, but unfortunately, that didn't work out. So actually, he was the champion. I apologize, but of course, you remember the injury that he took. He jumped off the cage and was jumping on Malachi Black and landed very awkwardly. It was weird. He didn't flatten out. He actually kind of planted when he came off, and I was sitting straight across from it, and it was not good. But it'll be fun to see the Rated R. He is still a Rated R superstar. We can call him that.
Yes.
Back in AEW. So now AEW is pretty much at full strength. They've gotten all these guys that went on the shelf late last year and early this year are in the mix just in time to be on Max. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun for AEW fans to watch what happens from here. And hopefully Tony can maybe get these guys to tone some of their behaviors down a little bit and not get hurt. So it's going to be fun, Jason. I can't wait to see what happens.
It sure is going to be fun. And the nice thing too is that, now you have these other guys, come back, you get them in the mix. It gives you options now to get titles. how quickly do you get titles back on these guys? Do you wait a little bit? It really can open up a lot of doors for AEW, which is nice.
So if you had to pick either Kenny Omega or Adam Copeland to go after Mox, let's say that's the plan, and you wanted to pull one of those guys to be the new world champion, or at least be the top contender. Which one would you be more willing to put on top at this point?
I think Omega makes more sense, but for some reason, I think I see it being Copeland. I just think this, time left in the industry, just the bigger name as being Edge just because of his WWE background. I think the push there is a little bit bigger than Omega's push.
Yeah, I would lean towards him too. Of course, not going to be going after the TNT title with Daniel Garcia. I mean, at this point, and especially with everything happening with Max,
exactly. You want your biggest names.
I think you got to get your bigger name up there. It's not that Kenny isn't a big name, but you have a guy like Adam Copeland who's so well known.
Exactly.
And I think he's the guy that you got to get out there. But then what do you do with Darby Allin, who they were ready to push to the world championship, and I still think they are. But boy, do you bypass Darby again to give it to Cope, or maybe do something where maybe Adam decides to be a bad boy?
See, this is the nice thing though. These are problems that are good to have for AEW. You haven't had these a lot, and now you have the opportunity to have them, and you have it on a big stage. And that's what makes it good. It's really good actually for them.
Do you get to the point now though with AEW that you need to start clearing the roster off a little bit? I know they're keeping people in reserve. You got Ring of Honor, you've got this new deal, so there's opportunities to maybe do some different shows and things like that. But is it kind of time to maybe clean house a little bit over there?
You should purge some. Every now and then it's good. It's going to keep things fresh. It's going to give you the opportunity, like you said, with Ring of Honor, to bring some of those up. As we were talking about earlier, there's a couple that are down there that could really, really get pushed onto the main stage. But you don't have room unless you kind of clear out that roster a little bit.
Yeah. So we'll see what decisions Tony Khan makes coming up here, but
he's not really big on clearing his roster there for some reason.
No,
I don't know why.
Well, and it's interesting now with WWE introducing the ID program. We just had a couple of them wrestling last night here at Future Stars of Wrestling with Ice Williams and Jack Cartwheel going at it. That WWE is maybe taking a little different way to do it in terms of stockpiling talent, but now you've added another tier of people there. Whereas AEW just had everybody, and they were doing Elevation and Dark, and now you've got 3 shows. We'll see how much that changes, and we're still waiting to hear about them doing something on Fox. So intriguing time to for AEW to hang on to that talent. It's this is it'd be fun to be a professional wrestler right now. A lot of hope out there, especially with you have MLW doing well, and they're starting to pick things up, and GCW and TNA doing well. Man, this is an unbelievable time in the industry, no doubt.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of young, good wrestlers now. You didn't have this years ago, which is great. So, like you said, it's almost as if you could say, is wrestling getting ready to enter another golden age here?
I think we're already there. And I cannot wait for WrestleMania to hit here in Las Vegas. My gosh, it's only 4 months away, Jason.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, and that means everybody's going to be here. Literally everybody.
Yeah.
So when you see a lot of bulky, powerful men walking around the Strip and your city, get ready, but don't mess with them. That might not be a bad thing. All right, we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show to wrap it up. Jason Halperin with me. Stick around.
Personal injury law has been the same for a long time. Big egos, greed, and sleazy schemes. Big and loud doesn't always mean right, and the conventional mold doesn't define success. Goodbye, false quick buck promises. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam and Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way, with integrity, experience, and authenticity. We're champions for the underdog. Life happens, and when you need help, you deserve a team without hidden agendas. A team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. So if you've been hurt in a crash, call Sam and Ash, 702-303-0333. Sam and Ash, because you deserve what's right.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 75% off select holiday decor clearance. Plus, don't miss our limited time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, grills, and more. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/19 through 12/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Do you have a special needs child or an older adult in your home? The risk of them leaving the house unnoticed is real and terrifying, but you can protect your loved ones with Vivint Home Security. Right now, Vivint is offering a free doorbell camera with any new plan, plus free installation and low monthly monitoring plans. Call 800-953-6693. That's 800-953-6693. Monthly service agreement required for free installation.
1015 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
All right, kids, let's wrap this up. Final segment of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Unfortunately, we had lost Phil Stamper in the first hour in the hills of Indiana. You know, just kind of like Kurt Signetti. I hope he leaves him out there too. So I can't stand that guy, Jason. I can't stand him. I had to deal with him when he was at James Madison. Now I got to deal with him when he's at Indiana. What a doof.
Hey, come on now. He's got a really tough schedule next year. He already looked at it, so they're looking at maybe getting 8 wins.
I hope it's 6. Actually, I hope it's 5 and he misses a bowl, but I don't. But considering
a bowl game with 5 nowadays,
yeah, 5 and 7 is not good enough. But they padded the schedule for the first 3, so they'll be okay. I guess. I can't believe I have hate for Indiana. I don't have hate for Indiana. I have just the coach. But anyway, but there's a guy out there who apparently had some hate in WWE, and I just saw this story. Our good friend Christian Cage. You know, if you in the studio on the other side from where Jason is, there's an autograph picture from the man Christian Cage in there.
That is true. I'm looking at it right now.
I met at a convention here a while back while he was kind of in the transition from TNA and WWE to TNA and so on. And I remember I said to him, WWE misused you. Well, it was a real shame because I just was like, you're really talented and, you deserve better. Well, guess what? Now we know why. This story just broke. The man who tried to trademark his term Captain Charisma got blocked by WWE. Well, apparently JR said that Christian Cage was not liked by WWE because of Christian's physique. Said he's not a big guy, He's always in great shape, but he's not a big guy. And Vince had it for the big guys. Big teams more often than not. So Vince McMahon just said, you're not a big, sweaty enough man to be my dude. And boy, what a mistake that's turned out to be, Jason.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because you look at it, and in today's wrestling, you don't have to be a big guy anymore. You don't have to have that, the 6'5", 6'8", 300 pounds to be a success. It's really a change of the times, a sign of the times that a guy like him would be very successful in WWE nowadays.
Who's AEW's top heel right now? And
yeah.
You'd have a hard time fighting against Christian Cage. No, he's done an amazing job, and terrific guy. I've had to mess with him in interviews too, but it's okay. I like Christian, but that's interesting that Vince decided that was the attitude he was going to take towards Christian. We also got a report, by the way, on Matt Cardona, of course, the former Zack Ryder, who unfortunately lost his match to Chris Jericho at Ring of Honor. And they are Fightful Selects reporting that he does not have an AEW or Ring of Honor contract, even though he's been doing some shows. But apparently he got hurt at Final Battle, messed up his ankle. So he left on crutches. So we want to wish Matt Cardona all the best because we want him out here at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it'd be great to have him out here.
He would be, and I've reached out to his people, but he would be one of the most fascinating interviews to be able to take a good 45 minutes, an hour, and sit down and talk to. But what an incredible career he's had, to doing his thing in WWE, getting kind of buried, and then coming back, with Long Island, the Long Island Z Post YouTube channel, and getting that push, and then all of a sudden he wins the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, loses it the next day, and poof, he's gone. And for him to build himself back up, and he's really become a mentor to a lot of wrestlers. There's some terrific videos where he's talking to people in training sessions about the things that you need to do aside from in the ring, and fascinating stuff. So Matt, if you're listening, call me. It's right here, baby. I got you. Give me the ring. We'll talk. And we won't talk too much about Chelsea, I promise. That would be kind of mean. And by the way, talk about kayfabe, some guys that are pretty good at it. Well, our good friend Cody Rhodes, who took the package pile driver on Saturday night's main event last week, he is selling it like crazy. You ready for this one, Jason?
What do you got?
You ready? So his wife, Brandy, owns a yoga and Pilates company called the Naked Mind Yoga and Pilates Company. And they had an event over the weekend, and Cody showed up sporting the neck brace. Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to go all in, go all in.
You bet. So Cody Rhodes, not, following the old school on that. And, the package pile driver has put him out, and Kevin Owens will continue his reign of terror. And I can't wait.
Keep him out. He's on the shelf indefinitely. I mean, hey, look, he's selling it outside the ring. That's perfect.
Yep. So Cody, thank you. That's the way you do it. He and Tony Khan can compare neck braces someday again. If they're still friends, just check them out. But that is going to wrap it up. Jason, hey, where can everybody find you, my friend?
Good luck finding me. No, you can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at LV_Hitman. That's pretty much the only place you're going to find me.
Okay. So fair enough. And at a soccer game near you.
Absolutely.
But thanks for joining us, everybody. Want to wish everybody a very happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, and whatever holiday you're recognizing. Enjoy it. Spend time with your family, and maybe watch a little wrestling. Bond with it, because nothing brings you closer than watching people get beat up.
Absolutely.
But thanks for joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. Follow us on X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show, YouTube, The Mark Hoke Show. Visit markhokeshow.com for everything happening with the show, and podcasts are available at markhokeshow.podbean.com. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Las Vegas. We'll see you next week. Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Personal injury law has been the same